Hi, welcome to episode 3 of the Humerusknits podcast. I know it's been a minute because the semester is actually over now, and that's because the semester is very, very intense. So, grad school, yeah, it's rough. So, finding time to do things, it's difficult, very difficult. So, there have been a lot of things that I've been working on the past several weeks, months, since the last time I did a podcast. So I wanted to share with you a few of those things. I actually made show notes, so hey, I'm a little organized today. So I have a bunch of finished objects that I'm going to present here, and then I'm going to post the show notes on my blog thing. So it should be pretty straightforward. It is quite a lot of stuff though, because I've done a lot of stuff and I've bought a lot of stuff, so not like last quarter. This quarter is different. So let's see. So the first thing I want to talk about are finished objects, and I have a bunch of those. So the first thing, I finished these socks, the Cadence socks. I keep spelling them Cadence socks. I don't know why. And I finished those on February 6th. And they look like this. They're really pretty. They are slightly large for my feet, but that's okay. And I think I might have messed up the pattern a little bit because I think they're supposed to be reflections of one another, and they kind of aren't. I think I might have needed to twist the pattern a little bit more than I did. So, but they are really pretty, and I do like them, and they'll be really nice in the winter because they're a little big. Can't really wear them out, but I can definitely wear them in the winter when I get cold, and I do. I get cold quite often. So here they are in all of their glory. I love this pattern. It's actually pretty easy. I would suggest if you are interested in a sock knitting pattern, this is a pretty good one. It's nice and lacy and pretty straightforward. The pattern is called Cadence Socks by Very Busy Monkey. You can find it on Ravelry. And I think it is free. I don't think I paid for this pattern necessarily. So I would look into that if you're interested in sock knitting. Let's see. The next one is a hat that I need to send off because I made this for my cousin who just had a baby, little baby Aria. I'm in my family, I'm the oldest of my generation, so first was me, and then second was my brother, and then my uncle and aunt had 2 boys. And that's it. Like, there are no other children on my mom's side at least. So baby Ari is the first grandchild on my mom's side of the family in forever. So we're very excited for her, and I made her this little berry baby hat. And the berry baby hat is a pattern by Michelle Sabatier. It's also on Ravelry. I do believe it's also free. And it's called Berry Baby Hat. And it makes this cute little baby hat. I think it's a little bit bigger than newborn, even though I think it was supposed to be for newborn size. But that's okay, because babies' heads grow real fast. So no worries about that one. I made it with, let's see, Joanne Sensations Cuddle, which is the pink one, the pink right here, and it's very soft, a baby yarn. It's actually a sport weight, so I held it double so that it would be the right weight for this pattern. And then the green is Elan Sonata that I had bought for a completely different pattern. And but it worked out well for this pattern. Really like it. And as soon as this is over, I'm gonna wrap it up nicely and send it to my cousin for his new little baby. I haven't been up to see the baby yet because they live in Fulton County, and I don't live anywhere near Fulton County. It would take me about 2 hours to go see them, and they haven't, yeah, I don't think any, like my mom or anyone in our side of the family has really gone to go see them. So we probably should do that, but more than likely what's going to happen is that I will send this off to them, they will get it, and then I will see them for Thanksgiving because that's when I visit that side of the family. So I will probably see that baby when it's like 6 months old, which is kind of sad, but well, I'll get to see it every year, every Thanksgiving. So I will shut that off, and that'll be great. The next thing that I finished on March 30th. I finished. Okay, so how I define finishing, I finished knitting. I did not finish weaving in ends, but I did finish knitting it. So it was the Cromartie sweater by Heather Dixon, which is fantastic. I love it. It's really pretty. It came out too big when I made it, so I had to shrink it. And so I think what I have, what I called it was knitting body dysmorphia, because everything I make that's a sweater is too big, like everything. So I think I either don't pay enough attention to the gauge, which yes, I probably do not pay enough attention to the gauge, or I really just don't have any idea exactly how big things really need to be. I think the other problem is that I go by my bust size. My bust is bigger. I have a big bust. It's bigger than my stomach, and so like if the bust size is bigger, and then that makes everything else a lot bigger than what is actually my body size, then maybe that's why like the arms are too big and the waist is too big. So what I'm going to be doing in the future, and I've already started kind of implementing this, is measure my whole body. Like measure the bust, measure the waist, if there are sleeves, measure the arms, and then look at the pattern and see if it's going to be the right size. Like, okay, you know, the sleeves are going to be this many stitches wide. Is that going to be an appropriate inch length or whatever? That's about the only thing I can really do. And then adjust the pattern based on those measurements. So it has to be a little bit more time consuming if I'm going to make something that's actually going to fit me well. And this, it does kind of fit me well. It's still a tad bit too big, but I shrank it down in the wash. That's why there's a lot of little puffs on it right now. But it is really pretty. I really like it. I need to weave in the ends, and then I will take some hopefully nice pictures of me actually wearing it. So hopefully that'll be done soon, but probably not. So the reason I say that is because next week, so school is over. I've completed the semester, which makes me very happy. But next week we're starting a program at the University of Georgia that I'm helping with, which is going to be super fun. Do not get me wrong, it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's also going to be a lot of work. So I'm going to be focusing a whole lot on the program. It's for undergraduate students, and it should be a blast. We're going to go, they're coming to Athens first, and then we're doing a little orientation, and then we're going to go collect data in Sicily. And that should be a lot of fun for about 4 weeks. So we'll be gone for 4 weeks in Sicily, and then we're coming back, and they have to do the lab work, which will also be a lot of fun because I enjoy lab work. As long as it's on an interesting topic. So it should be a lot of fun, but it's also going to be pretty intensive program. So I need to focus on that instead. But hopefully I will have the time to weave in the ends. I mean, it's just weaving in ends. And then this will be complete, and it can go in my closet instead of in my craft room. So, yay! So I have to get on that one. I'm going to set that over here. And then the next thing that I finished is, I finished this on April 3rd. And it's a hat. It only took me a couple days to make, and I love this freaking pattern. It's the Brambles Beret by Amanda Musca. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think that's how you pronounce it. If it's Italian, that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I got it in this nice like yellow color. This is Debbie Bliss Cashmerino Aran in amber, and I love this hat. Yellow is a color I should wear a little bit more often. I don't really own anything yellow, but this is pretty awesome. And I love the pattern. It's actually really pretty easy pattern for all the cables and all the stuff that's going on, but it's a beautiful hat. And I love this. I'm definitely going to make another one, I think, for my friend Francesca. I have one more ball of yarn I need to use up that she bought and make her a hat, so she might get this hat because the pattern was just a lot of fun. So I'm gonna probably make her one of those, but I'm in love with this hat. So, and then the next thing I make, I don't have a picture of, but it is on my Ravelry. It's the Scully cowl, and what I did was I made a cowl with a Karen Simply Soft, just black and white, and I used this pattern, the Osprey chart by Christy Halama, and I just created a simple circular cowl and used that Osprey chart to create a Scully cowl. And what happened was I finished it up the week of the AAPAs, the place I was going to donate it to. So I'm in my hotel room finishing this cowl, and I drop it off the next day, and the next day it gets auctioned off. And I didn't write, I think what I wrote, they had you write on, like fill out this form, and you're supposed to say how much you want the starting bid to be. I didn't know what to put that for that. They asked me, well, how much, it also asks you like how much you think it's worth, and I was like, maybe like $50. I would say that because it was reversible. And it took me forever. And it really did. It took so long because I've never did anything double knit before. This is my first time, and it took a long time just to make that one cowl. It was a lot of effort put into that, so I would say at least $50. And I didn't know who finally got it or anything like that because it was a silent auction, so it lasted several hours. And so I don't know how much it finally went for, but I know its starting bid was $20. I was like, wow, that's really high. And then when my friend last saw it, it was at I think $30. So hopefully it raised some money for the student travel awards, because I think that's what that auction benefits, is student travel. But it was a lot of fun to make something for the AAPAs. I definitely need to do it again. So maybe next year I can make it with a finder yarn. I did realize that when I was making it, keeping the thread separate was a real pain. So instead of buying one of those finger things that separates your color work online that are apparently only like $3 on Amazon, I made one out of like wire that I had, and it worked okay. It wasn't great, but it did work okay. So now I know I need to buy one of those because that's a real pain to have to try to keep them separate without like having that little device, especially doing any kind of double-stranded anything, or what is it? Not double-stranded, reversible. I don't remember what it's called, but it's very hard. So now I know I'm going to buy one of those at some point in the future. Next time I have to do a color stranded type something or another, definitely buy one of those little things. Okay, so the last thing that I made is kind of exciting. Was these red and black mitts, and I had started these a really long time ago. This fuzz, and these are exciting because these are my own pattern. I've made this pattern myself. So it's just basic 2x2 ribbing fingerless gloves, but I really love how they turned out. They look really good on. They're really pretty. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get a pattern out for these gloves, and I'm actually making another pair too, but in different colors and different like stripes for my husband. And hopefully I'll be able to like make the pattern for them and distribute it to people soon. But I really, really like how they turned out. They look really good. I also barely finished because I still did not weave in the ends. I'm really bad about that. So I need to get a little bit better at weaving in ends. Don't like to do it apparently. I'm like, I'm done. Let's do another one. So yeah, I'm really excited for these. I think a few more color combinations just in this stripe pattern that would look great would be like purple and black. Those would be really cool. Any of the Harry Potter colors would be awesome. Like this in a Harry Potter color scheme, like Gryffindor, would be so cool. So I'm really excited about these, and I can't wait to actually share a pattern that I have made with people, even though it's like seriously the most simple pattern ever. It's just a fingerless glove 2x2 rib. It's very simple. So, I mean, it's a very simple pattern, but it's still exciting. I'm making things. So those are all my finished objects. My finished objects. So now the next thing I want to talk about is my works in progress. And I have significantly fewer of these than I've had in previous episodes. I think I only have 5 right now, which is not that bad for April, who likes to have like 12. So the first one I'm going to talk about is my kitchen towel that I cast on a few weeks ago, and it's in Lily Sugar and Cream Solids. And though the skein feels quite soft, it is not a lot of fun to knit with. It is really rough on my hands, but it's okay. I mean, it's a towel. So the pattern that I'm knitting with is the Red Chili Peppered Kitchen Towel by Janet Carlo. And as you can see, I'm not super far into it. I did make it shorter. It's not as wide because I just want to use just the one skein. I don't want to use 2 or 3 skeins. Just one. And make one towel. But it's really simple pattern, but the yarn is just really rough on my hands, so I can't like knit at it for a very long time, maybe 10 minutes at a time, and then I'm like, oh, I need to go to something that's a little less painful. And the exciting thing about this project is that I'm keeping it in this awesome knitting bag that I got there was a market in Athens a couple weeks ago that I went to with my friend Kat. And I saw this bag, and I think it's supposed to be a makeup bag, but I'm using it as a project bag. And I loved it because it has these great little like mermaids on it. It's just a really cute pattern. The inside is really cute too. This nice floral yellow gold thing. And I was like, I have to get this. So I bought it. And the person that makes it has a Etsy site, and it's ready for anything. So, pretty cool. I'll have to look into her Etsy shop again, see if she has any more. But I really, really like this. So that's where it lives. It lives here. In this nice little bag. And so, what else am I working on? So these are all my whips. I just have them in random bags everywhere. So like I had said, I had been working on making another pair of these gloves, the 2x2 rib gloves, but in a different like striping pattern. So I'm making these for my husband. I made them slightly larger, so there's a little bit more stretch in them because my husband's obviously got really big hands, much bigger than mine. And they're in Seattle Seahawks colors because my husband is a big Seattle Seahawks fan. So What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this stripe pattern up here in the hand area. And I think I'm actually to the point now where I can do the stripes. I just haven't started with the stripes again. So this up here again, and then it's going to be done, and then I just have to make another one. And I'll, when I make the pattern, I'll be sure to include both of these stripe patterns in it. Both of the different types of stripes that I've used on these, and the 2 different sizes. So I'm looking forward to having these done. This should be done pretty quickly. This is also just made of Karen Simply Soft, and the bright green is not Karen Simply Soft. It's actually Loops and Threads Soft and Shiny Solids. So it's a very big ball of very green yarn. But yeah, hopefully these will be done pretty soon. I think I'll probably try to finish up at least the one glove, because I might need these needles for another project that I'm planning to talk about. Something for my father. So I need to get that done before Father's Day. Well, I'm going to be gone Father's Day, so it's not going to be done before Father's Day. But hopefully I can try to finish most of it before I leave, and then complete it when I come back, because I will be coming back on a Wednesday from Italy. So it'll be a couple days before I can even go see my parents. And that's if I'm not jet lagged to the point where I just can't do anything that weekend. So, which is possible. Last year it took me 2 weeks to get over the jet lag. It was really bad. But I was also at that time getting over the stomach flu. You don't want to have the stomach flu in Italy. You really don't. So I had the stomach flu, and I think probably my thyroid was not balanced at that point either. So that's probably why it took so long. A combination of those things. Hopefully, maybe a couple days and it won't be so bad, but we'll see. So the other thing that I'm still working on that I haven't made a whole lot of progress on is the Emile. It's French. I don't speak French. Parlo italiano, ma non parlo francese. So I think it's Emile or Emilienne, and it's by Ariane Karen Lacoste, which is also a pattern on Ravelry that's free. I'm making this for my husband, and I have not gotten to the sleeves, the sleeve removal part of the whole thing, so it's taken a long time. It's knit on size 7 needles, so it's just going to take a long time. I think I'm slightly over halfway to that point where we separate the sleeves, but it's going to be a little while longer. So this one is definitely long term. It will not be finished. I'm hoping I can finish it by the fall, or at least by the winter. I mean, David, my husband, he isn't so needy in terms of being warm like I am. So, you know, he's just kind of warm-natured. So if it's like September, he'll be fine until winter, and then he'll want like something actually to cover up in. So I have a little bit of time to work on that before, you know, he actually wants it. So it'll be a couple more months probably going on that one. And then another whip that I have is these socks that are taking a long time because I only work on them intermittently. So the Anne's Go-To Socks, they're in this Occupied book that I have. They're written by Anne Budd, and they're really fun so far. I'm very slowly getting to the end of one sock, and I have not quite made it there yet, but that's okay. And I'm using the Wool-like, Loops and Threads Wool-like, and this stuff is great. And I think I've mentioned that before, that it is incredibly freaking soft, and it makes a great sock. So I'm very excited to have these finished and to wear them, because they are going to be so smushy and comfortable. So I really look forward to them actually being finished. I just need to find the time to finish them And I haven't decided what exactly I'm bringing to knit on while I'm in Italy yet. So I might bring this, but I might not. I might end up just trying to bring one project because I need to pack as light as I possibly can. And this year it'll be much easier to pack light because I'm not going to a field school, I'm going to a museum every day. So in a field school, when you pack to go and dig, it's very different. Because in a field school, at least the one I went to, you have to pack things like linens. You have to have your own linens to put on your own cot. But you don't have to bring your cot, just the linens. So I have to bring linens, I had to bring a pillow, I have to bring hiking shoes that are specific for digging. So I have like a pair of Merrells that I use, that I only use for excavation. And then you have to bring excavation pants, which are basically, what I had was fishing pants. And I bought a pair while I was in Italy that were more cotton, which was a lot nicer. They have to be long because even though it's 100 degrees outside, it's just a lot better to not wear shorts in case, you know, you fall on something and scrape yourself. It's better just to wear pants. Not everybody follows that rule. So I would bring pants. You have to bring just so much stuff. Mainly the linens and the Merrells, they take up a lot of space in your backpack. And so I'm glad I don't have to bring those things. So I should be able to pack much, much lighter this year than I did last year. So the thing that I think I will probably, well, not probably, I will definitely end up bringing this project with me is the one I've been knitting on the most in the past few weeks. And that's this Iona, the thing that I had left for a long time and had not touched, and now I really want to finish it, even though it is a sport weight dress. So it's really pretty. I'm super excited about this. And it's coming along actually pretty well. The pattern is very, very simple. And I'm almost to the point where I'm finished with the waist decreases. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this thing and maximum four skeins of yarn, because I'm only going to be there 4 weeks, and there is no way I'm knitting through 4 skeins of yarn in 4 weeks with the schedule that I have. Because I also have to study for my comprehensive exams that are happening in the fall. So it'll be a lot more studying and a lot less knitting than I would probably like, but I'm definitely going to bring this. This is the back of it, and it's awesome. I really love Heather Dixon's garments. Her patterns are generally really easy to read, and they're really, really pretty. And I've knit a bunch of stuff by her, so I would highly recommend if you are thinking about knitting something that she's designed, definitely go for it, because it's going to be very straightforward as long as you read the pattern. Last year I had a really beautiful camisole. I didn't read the pattern properly twice, so I had to knit it 3 times. I knit the thing 3 times because I just did not read the pattern. But her patterns are very, very straightforward. Just be sure to read them. And I would highly recommend this. So I'm looking forward to having this dress done. So I want to knit on it, definitely, while I'm in Italy. And this is a lot of progress, because a couple months ago it was only the back half. I had this part done, and then half of one of these. And now it's almost the whole top half of the dress. So I'm pretty excited. And hopefully it will not take as long as I think it will. I think it'll be a little bit faster. Everything dumped out. No. Okay. And so those are all my whips. Everything I'm working on right now. There is a whip to come, because like I said, I need to make a pair of socks for my dad for Father's Day. He's a hard guy to shop for. I never know what he wants a lot of times. And if he's hard to shop for because if he wants something, he buys it. He doesn't wait for somebody to buy it for him. So I asked my mom, do you think he'd like some house socks? And she's like, yeah, I think he'd like some house socks. So I'm making him some Easy Peasy socks for first timers by Stacy Trock. I'm going to make it in the Heartland yarn, my favorite. So yeah, in this nice green color, he'll love it. He will absolutely love this color. So I need to start on those, and hopefully I can get them done pretty quickly. We'll see. If I end up having to finish them, I'll probably finish them after I come back from Italy, because I just have to make sure I limit the amount of things I bring as much as I possibly can. So that is coming in the incredibly near future, a pair of socks for my dad. And now for the the stash editions. So I hadn't bought any yarn for a long time. Well, for me, a long time. And then after the AAPA meetings, they were in Atlanta this year, so I went to Atlanta, and I had to stay on Saturday for a very important, what do they call it? A symposium. An important symposium that was directly related to what I'm studying. So I had to stay for that. And all of my roommates, they had all decided they were going to leave like Friday instead of Saturday, because one of them had to go home to make sure that her dogs were okay, which is, totally fine. So I decided what I'd do was that I'd check out with them on Friday, and then I would go to my parents' house and stay there for the night and then come back, because the symposium was in the afternoon, so I didn't have to be there in the morning. So Friday, I left early from the conference and went and had dinner with my parents. And the next day we woke up and we had breakfast out, I think at IHOP, and we went to Michael's, and that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. So, Michael's has this Isaac Mizrahi yarn that I had been kind of eyeing a little bit. And when we went to this Michael's in Hiram, they had a bunch of it on clearance. So I was like, I'm buying a bunch of this yarn. I had just been through like 2 weeks of conferences. I have, my foot had been swollen the whole time, and it's still swollen, and I now have a nice boot that I get to wear part of my trip in Italy. A literal boot that I have to wear on my foot. So when I was out there, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy this yarn, and I'm going to enjoy it. So this is what I bought. And I actually made the mistake of going back to another Michael's in Athens and buying even more of it because it was on clearance. So I bought this stuff, the Premier Yarns, Isaac Mizrahi Craft, and I think this is Broadway. And this is like a sparkly kind of yarn. It has little metal flecks in it, and I bought it in every color that they had, one skein per color. So I have red, and I have blue, and I have dark purple, and I have brown. You can't really see that it's brown in this. And I have black, and I have gray. So one in each color. Lots of fun, right? And so that was the first one that I bought that I saw that I wanted. And then I saw these multicolored ones that looked really cool too. And these are the skyscraper yarns. And I have a few of these, but not too many of them. I think I bought 2 of these colors with the red and the purple and the yellow. I'm not sure. So I have red, black, yellow colors. I have one that's brown and green. And I have 2 that are this, but they don't really even look like they belong together. So this one's clearly stripier than this one and darker than this one. I don't know, but they're supposed to be the same colorway. I have no idea. So I had bought 2 of these in the pink and the blue, purple, and green. And then I got 1 more in a gray. So these were pretty. And then, well, the last ones I bought it because every time I saw it, I was like, this feels really nice. And I never wanted to buy it because it was way too expensive. So I got these. I got 1 in a blue, like a blue-gray color. And they're the Central Park Isaac Mizrahi Craft yarns. And they're only 55 yards. I think I can make a beanie out of this. I think it's possible to make a little beanie out of this yarn. We'll see. Because they only had 1 in the blue, and I really like the blue. So I have to make 1 thing out of this because I couldn't find another blue color anywhere. And then I bought 2, because they had 2, in this neutral kind of flesh color. I don't really know. The color itself is called Ramble, which obviously is not very descriptive. It's kind of a pinky beige color, and I have 2 of these. And then the other thing I bought was, before I had started that towel, I bought this to make my mom some dishcloths or something for her kitchen. So, unbeknownst to me, I probably shouldn't have bought this because it's going to be rough on my hands. Maybe I should go up a needle size or something. Or maybe, I don't really know, maybe I should like run it through a wash. That might be a good idea. I don't know. I think I'll try washing it and see if that softens it at all. So, we'll see. So, my mom will have something made of this Lily Sugar and Cream Red for her kitchen. And hopefully it will not hurt my hands to do that. So, that was all that I bought. Michael's maybe 3 weeks ago. And obviously it's quite a lot of stuff. But then again, I went to Michael's recently, like last week, but even more because I went there and I saw that they had wool spun, this Lion brand wool spun, and it was on like clearance, like it was $1.50 for this. So I got a few skeins of wool spun, not too many, not as bad as the first time. So I bought 2 in this like royal blue color, and I got 2 in this rust color. I think it'll make a really nice hat or something, or scarf. And then I got this bright purple color, which I think will be a nice fun winter hat or something at some point in the future. And it is very bright and very blue purple, so it'll be fun for sure. And so that's all that I bought for myself. And then I actually do have something that my husband got me for my birthday, which was in February. So I know it's been a minute since I made a video, because I have not talked about the birthday gift I got from my husband. Actually, so it was mostly me saying I want this and putting it in the cart and ordering it, and David saying it's from him. Because, I mean, that's what I wanted. What I wanted was, I said I was interested in stock knitting more, and I wanted some circular needles that I could use to knit socks. You know, knit 2 socks at a time. That's what I want to learn how to do. It's 2 socks at a time. So, I had him buy me a needle kit. And it came with a few things, but the needle kit was very simple. It came with all of these needles in the Caspian Knit Picks needle types. And I have not opened them yet because I was wanting to blog about them first. They're really exciting. So I should be able to knit socks 2 at a time using these. And they came in a bunch of different sizes. They're all 40 centimeters, which is good. So I'm pretty excited to use these. The needle set also came with a really beautiful, simple project bag that was promptly destroyed by my new puppy. So the project bag sadly is no longer with us because our new dog Molly decided it was a tasty treat. So no project bag. But since we obviously want to make the shipment $50 so we don't have to pay for shipping, I also got this clearance ball of Stroll, which is in the color Make Believe. It's a beautiful purple and green and blue kind of color way. And I'm really excited to knit with some socks with this. Yeah, maybe in the fall. Really pretty. So exciting. And that's what I got for my birthday from my husband. He was very sweet about it, letting me pick out these things. So that's literally everything that has happened in the knitting world. I wanted also to talk about, since I bought all this yarn, my stash down project a little bit. So last quarter, which ended in March, I believe. Yeah, I think it ended in March, the end of March. I managed to eke out in the green just a little bit by finishing that Cromartie sweater. Finished the Cromartie, put it up there, and I was over by a little bit, maybe 1,000. I'm not sure, 1,000 yards. I don't know, because the Cromartie sweater was knit on a sport weight and it was held double, and that's why. It used up a lot of yarn, like 2,000 yards of yarn. So I actually did manage to do it, but this quarter, it's just not going to happen. Not with all the stuff I bought. So all of the new stuff that I have bought is a total of 4,307 yards in. Yeah. There's no way, like, I'm going to be able to knit that much. Even if I finish the Iona sweater, the Iona dress. I don't think it's going to come anywhere near 4,700 yards. So, oh well. Yeah, at least now I have more yarn for a creative outlet. Hopefully I will make some new patterns or something and start doing all of that. We'll see. Depends on how much free time I have. So I'm hoping that I will start blogging more. So start podcasting more, but we'll see, instead of having long hiatuses between them. Yeah, the problem with grad school is that it's so all-consuming, and you feel so guilty for doing anything that isn't related to academia. Even doing things related to academia that aren't technically work, you feel kind of guilty about that too. So, like, I could go to school and spend a whole day doing nothing but answering emails, helping students, with their homework, and I actually have done that, like, towards the end of the semester. Students come in for hours on end wanting stuff, and I help them, and then all I do is send emails and maybe do a little bit of lab work, and then I feel like I've done nothing all day because, it's not reading or it's not writing. So you feel really guilty about it. But, yeah, so you have to really find a way to strike a balance. And that's really the hardest part of academia, is, like, finding that balance, if such a thing exists. So, yeah. Hopefully I will be able to podcast more. I will try to podcast next. I don't know. Maybe if I'm in Italy and have some free time on the weekend. I don't know if I will or not. I could do a small podcast about how Italy is going and show you some videos of Italy. But it'll probably be after I get back from Italy, because I think Italy will be very busy for the most part. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I really want to thank everybody who's subscribed to my channel. It's really kind of surprising to see that I have like 60 people subscribing to want to talk about knitting with me, which is awesome. So thank you guys so much for doing that, and I will see you next time. Ciao!